Good afternoon, and welcome to the Labor Day edition of the Sacred News and Weather. My name is Dana. I am the channeler for you today on this YouTube channel. I'm here with little Chia. And Jet was just here above. I started recording a message a minute ago and I realized that my air conditioner was running and it was probably going to be really loud and really distracting. So I ended that message and I turned the air conditioning off. So if I'm sweltering by the time this message ends, you know why. I also am a woman of a certain age, so it might be a hot flash. You judge, or don't judge. I don't actually care one way or the other. Mm. A little bit of housekeeping before I dive into today's message. Um, I will be hosting a Novena, a 9-day journey, Noontime Novena, 9-day journey of education, guided meditation, and journal prompts that will begin on Wednesday, this coming Wednesday, which is September 3rd at noon Pacific. I'm going to post the link down below in the information section below. The way one of you asked me, how is what I will be doing in the novena different than what I'm doing here? And there I will be, even though it's just a little sound bite, it's just a 30-minute call each day. I'm going to be doing a little more teaching. So here on this channel, I tend to stay away from really going deep into Christ Sophia consciousness, really deep into the Kabbalah, into the Judaic tree of life, really deep into the meaning and the energy that lives in each energy center in our body, each chakra in our body. I tend not to do much teaching here on this channel. I tend to just deliver the messages that Spirit is delivering me for our group. In the novena, I'm going to be doing a little bit of teaching on each energy center. There are 7 chakras, and we're going to like hug them with an introduction and a conclusion. And we're going to work our way up the chain from root to crown. And I'm going to do a little teaching each day. And each day we're going to do a guided meditation to open up that energy center in your being, to draw your attention there, to see if there's any healing that wants to be done, see if there's any more spaciousness that wants to be created there, so that you can really begin to feel the flow in your own energy system. That is my goal in the novena. And here on this channel, my goal is to really, first of all, just deliver the message that I'm being given, knowing that you will do with it what is needed. I trust you. I trust your process. I trust your own expansion. I trust you to take what you need from these messages, to leave the rest behind, and then to open yourself accordingly. But in the novena, in the day-to-day with the novena, I'm going to very specifically open and work my way all the way up to the crown, from root to crown. So that's what we'll be doing there. It's only $9 for the whole thing. So it's $1 a day. And why would I even bother with $1 a day? Well, because I feel like when we put a little, if I treat money as energy, and so when we put a little skin in the game, we are more likely to show up for ourselves, even if it's less than a price of, certainly a lot less than a price of a daily latte, especially if you live in Northern California. But I'll be doing that. It will start Wednesday. My dear, dear beloved friend and partner in crime and mentor, Eden St. Clair, is going to be joining me on that endeavor. She's going to be the one who's providing those really thought-provoking questions for you to carry forward into your day and into the work in general. And I will be doing the teaching and the guided meditation each day. So I would love, love, love to have you join me. I'm going to put the link below. And for today, I'm going to move pretty quickly here into the message. It was really interesting. I'm already closing my eyes because I want to put myself back into the place where I received it. I felt like there was just very specific language that was coming through. And you're going to see me opening my eyes a little bit as I deliver this message because I wrote down the phrases. I actually had a journal next to me as I was meditating, which I do every day. And I was just writing down the language that I was hearing, the words that I was hearing. And so as I deliver the message, I'm probably going to open my eyes and read what I've written for you. The first thing that I heard, and it came with an image, was cross the threshold from fear to trust. crossing the threshold from fear to trust, which took me back to our previous message that I delivered on Friday around feeling the fear and doing it anyway. But it had a very different flavor. It had a more constricted feel. It had like a tighter feel to it, whereas on Friday it was like this broad expanse and I could see that we were meant to take leaps. The feeling here is that I'm tuning into a really similar theme, but I might be tuning into the energy of a different group of people who are part of this collective, but who may not be ready to take that giant leap, but you're still there at the threshold, but you're feeling not like expansive and like I could just leap. And there was in that message there was kind of desert and like vulture circling and like the ending of something that we were being invited to leave and leap into this lush expanse of green and water and flow. And here today again, cross the threshold from fear to trust. And so with that expanse that I saw on Friday, today it felt like the fear like it just had as much tighter and like constricted, restricted, and like it was going to be really hard to push our way out of the box into that big, lush expanse. And the lush expanse didn't actually even feel accessible from this place. And so I was like, ooh, what is going on in here? And so I sat with it. And there were a number of images that came, and I'm just going to close my eyes and start giving them to you. The first was um, one of my other beloveds. I mentioned Eden. This is another beloved of mine. He sent me a picture last week of his pickup truck filled with doors with like inside the house doors and outside of the house doors and sliding glass doors. And my response to him was so many portals, which that's kind of what it felt like when I was seeing this image again. Like I was feeling the tight, constricted, like can't get out of the box. But then I was seeing all of these portals and I was like, so many portals. And still the energy was like, I can't move from here. And so crossing the threshold from fear to trust, it felt like the only thing that was going to be able to open up that box so that we could even like feel the possibility of the beautiful lush expanse in front of us, that next step, that big leap into this next timeline. Like it didn't feel like there was going to be a big leap into a timeline for those of you for whom this is resonating. But even if you are ready to take that leap, stay with me because this might be I think I mentioned, I think it came through in the message that like in as part of feeling the fear and doing it anyway, this might be the way fear rears itself up while you're doing it. So while you're in your leap, you're suddenly going to feel like, ugh, I can't go any further. I'm very tight. I'm very narrow. I see all of the doors, but I can't open them. This might be what's coming up for you as you take your leap. As you transition into the next place, you might feel these moments of transition. So even if you were ready to take the leap on Friday and you're leaping right now and you feel like, oh no, that I was that one, not this one, you might want to stay with me because it may be that this is the way you get zinged with fear. It's that feeling of being in a box and not being able to step out, even though you have all of these portals, all of these doorways available to you. So that was the first image that came through. I'm going to open my eyes again, because the feeling was as I was sitting in that restricted energy with all of the doors in front of me, I still felt like I couldn't move, like we couldn't move, like we were just stuck in this little box. And what I heard was, it's okay. You can't make a mistake. You can't make a mistake. And This is the piece that I wanted to really stress today. This is one of the main pieces, anyway, that I wanted to stress today. Like the way that we are being invited to cross the threshold, the thing that is going to allow us to cross the threshold and just go into that trust that everything will be exactly as it's meant to be, even if it doesn't turn out the way exactly the way you want it to be, want it to turn out. You can trust in the process. You can trust in your next right decision because you can't make a mistake. Because every choice we make, whether it is the choice that leads us into the greatest expansion that we can possibly imagine for ourselves, or if we make a choice and we feel like we're leaping and we're like, huh, is this where it ended me up? Is this where I'm landing? This isn't right. We still get to make the next right decision. So there's part of the trusting process, part of what we're being invited into to come out of this tight box and to go through one of those doors is to trust the idea, trust in the truth that there really is no wrong door for you. There's really no wrong door for anyone, for any of us. Even if it doesn't get us to the place that we want to go to, that we desired to go to, we're going to learn something. We are going to grow. We're going to expand. We're going to know, oh, this isn't actually what I want. I thought I wanted this, but this is not actually what I want. Or you will find like, oh, I went through this door because this is the familiar door. Like this is something new, but it's familiar. It feels like it's for someone very specific. It feels like the next right step because it's like if you look at the graph, like there's a perfect little incline and you're like, okay, well, I've just gone from point A to point D, and so the next logical step is point E. But so you choose the door, point E. Okay, this is the next logical step, and you get through the door and you're like, no, still not right. And if this is you, if this is your truth, if you are on that curve and you're like, well, it's advancement, like it's better than point D, it's bigger than point D. I'm now in point E, but I still don't love what I'm doing. It may be that it's time for you that your giant leap into the next place is actually stepping off that graph and into a completely new graph where you are at point A again. And that is going to feel like the most expansive place for you right now. I feel like I'm tuning into someone right now who is like getting a promotion. And there's this feeling of great, yay, I'm about to get a promotion at work. And this is what I want. This is the next logical step. But really, what you're wanting is a completely new career. And so it just like the door you're gonna go through is, yes, I got the promotion, but really what you are looking for is a completely new career or a completely new timeline. And so it's not wrong for you to take that next step to point E to take that promotion. It's not a mistake. It's not you not getting it right. It's you taking the next logical step and realizing actually the step that I want to take is much bigger and much different. And I need to get off of this timeline and I need to get down to this one. So I need to choose not the next door in succession, but I need to choose that door down there or that one up there or that one over there. Like it's not one of these portals in front of me. And so you're like in the tight box going, well, this is the next one in front of me. It's point E, so I'm going to take point E. But really, you're being invited to let go and trust that that door over there, the kind of door that you've never been through before, is actually the one that you're meant to go through now. And that is what's going to get you out of this tight little space and into something that feels more spacious. You can still choose to take the promotion and to continue up the timeline, but eventually your soul's path, if you are listening, and I suspect you are because you're tuning into me right now. And if you're not interested in your soul's path, you're probably not interested in what I'm saying and you wouldn't be here. Eventually, your soul's path is going to take you off E, F, G, H, and it's going to take you over to A in that corner or this one over here because that is where you're going. But choosing E right now is not a mistake, nor would choosing A right now be a mistake, even if choosing A meant that you're going to lose your salary, you're going to lose your benefits, but you're going to pick up on this new thread of life that is going to be life-giving, and you'll no longer feel like you're in this tiny box, and you can work with what you have until you build the life of your dreams from this completely different door in a completely different realm in a completely different place. And so you're being asked to trust yourself, to take the next right step, and to course correct if, in fact, when you get to that next right step, it isn't the place that you want to be. And so some of you are staying stuck in here because you're like, if I choose and I get it wrong, I'm doomed. And I just want to suggest to you that you are resilient, you are badass, you are powerful, you are magical, and no choice that you make, if it is in alignment with your heart and it is in alignment with your intuition and it is in alignment with peace and health and healthfulness, no choice that you make is actually going to be a mistake. It is going to be growth and expansion, whether it brings you to the outcome you desire or to a completely different place. And sometimes, by the way, the outcome that we think we desire that we don't get, but the place that we're brought to instead is far more rewarding, far more expansive than anything our minds ever could have imagined. Our minds can be so limited, limited by our wounding, limited by our belief system, limited by our culture, limited by what is put upon us in the world in whatever way we are put upon, whether it's your mortgage or your car payment or just some angry neighbors, like whatever it is that you're feeling put upon now, what your mind is capable of knowing from the neck up is so narrow compared with what your soul already knows is possible for you. And what I'm here to do is to remind you of what is possible at the soul level, what is possible not in the like human meat suit choices from of going from point A to point B in your logical mind, but from surrendering the logic, surrendering the need to control, coming out of that box and understanding that there is no wrong choice and that your soul, if you can get quiet and listen, will choose what is truly for you in any given moment. So my goal is to get you closer to your intuition so that you can choose so freely and so expansively. And if it turns out to be not the right thing, it's not a mistake. It's just a stepping stone. There's this feeling of baby steps, whereas we were being invited last week to take a big giant leap. For my folks who feel like they're in here, baby steps for you are perfectly fine. Baby steps are exactly right for you right now. And baby steps are a part of that leap. And baby steps might be what needs to happen after you take the leap. You make the big leap, you make the big choice, you choose door number 12 or point E or new door A. And then you get to that next place, and then it's like, okay, Dana, you told me to take the leap. I made the leap. Now what? Well, now it might be like, oh, I'm here and now I don't know what the next right thing is. So here for you, it's the baby steps, remembering that you can't make a mistake. Now, the other piece that I heard, the other line that I heard today was, let's see if I can, I wrote it down. Okay, I wrote it down. Follow your intuition before it makes sense in your mind. So follow your intuition before it makes sense, logical sense. So our minds, I'm hearing John Pateros, so I'm hearing my first teacher who said to me, I was like, I think, and he paused me and he was like, Dana, don't believe anything you think. Your mind lies. Your mind makes up stories to keep itself safe. And so the idea here behind following your intuition before it makes sense is trusting your gut, trusting your heart, letting your heart lead, letting your intuition lead you out of this narrow place into the next doorway, into the next portal, and not giving your mind a chance to make up stories about it. So there's now here's where I feel like I saw some very specific threads of energy coming in, and some of them are related to my clients. So I'm going to try and like broaden them a little bit because I don't want to call anybody out on their path. But there, some of you in following your intuition before your mind can intercept. There's this feeling of needing to make an apology to someone, and that someone might be yourself. Like there's this feeling of like needing to make amends to your own being, your own body, your own self for not following your intuition, for allowing your mind or your wounding to take the lead over and over and over again. And the feeling was that if you could like forgive yourself, offer an apology to yourself, and let yourself know that you have only been doing the best you can with what you have. And now you know better. And now that you know better, you wish and desire to do better for your soul, for your work in the world. And each time you offer yourself forgiveness, each time you apologize to yourself, it's like unwinding the patterns that brought you to those places of self-betrayal. Like each apology, each I'm sorry, it's like it unwinds the wounds that you inflicted upon yourself each time you betrayed your own intuition, each time you betrayed your own self knowing, each time. Hang on one second. I'm going to pause because I'm recording and my kids are yelling, Mom. Hey, that was interesting. There was something that hasn't happened here in a while, but there were high school kids selling boosters for the football team who came to the door. My son was like, Mom, there are big guys at the front door who want to see you. And I was like, okay. But that's what it was. I'm going to take a sip of my hibiscus and we'll keep going. Hmm. Okay. So I believe I was talking about unwinding the patterns that each time you offer an apology to yourself, to your heart, to your spirit, to your body for betraying yourself, for making a decision that wasn't in alignment with your highest unfolding, you're unwinding the patterns of your mind, you're unwinding your wounding, and you are offering yourself like a little more room in the box, or you're offering yourself an escape from the box. Now, in the same way that I saw the apology to self, I also saw like some of you actually need to apologize to other. Like there's this feeling of the way that you are going to get fully in alignment with your intuition over your mind involves an actual apology to another human being, or other more than one other human being. Like there feels like there is part of the soul work, your soul's work to expand, includes offering genuine heartfelt apologies to yourself or another. And so if this is resonating with you, the dog wants to come up. She's about to, I'm going to pick her up. Whoop. Oh, bonk. And try not to bonk her head. If this is you, if this is resonating with you, that heartfelt apology is going to be a portal into your own healing, a portal into the healing of a relationship, but also a portal like the portal into your next timeline. And that's why I'm bringing it forward because I feel like, and for some of you, it's both. Like your betrayal of another also involved betraying your own heart, your own body, your own being, and offering yourself and the other or others that apology is the opening of the correct doorway, of the correct timeline, of the highest timeline available to you. Now, again, I was hearing baby steps. So for some of you, like you will begin by apologizing to yourself, by saying, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I betrayed you, body, and I want to do better by you. And so I'm going to begin healing you. And then the next step would be to take that healing, that apology outside of yourself and your own betrayal and to another. And that feels like it's going to connect you not only not only is it going to open the door, not only is it going to give you breathing room in the box that you've put yourself into, but it's also it's like truly listening to your intuition, truly connecting with spirit and connecting with Mama Earth and acting from that place, which automatically, it's like there's the trust. It's like automatically having that connectivity and allowing that healing to happen just brings us to the highest timeline. So even if what you thought you wanted involves apologizing to yourself and apologizing to another, and it turns out that you don't get the thing that you wanted by doing that, you are still expanding. Like there's no going back. Remember from Friday, if you saw Friday's call, listen to Friday's video, there's no going back. Like the dry desert, the vultures, all of that is gone. And the change that you are seeking, the rebirth that you're seeking is coming from you and it's in front of you. And so you are not going to be taking backward steps by offering these apologies, by apologizing to yourself. You're going to be stepping forward again, even if it isn't into what you desire right now as you're enacting these apologies, it's still going to bring you forward into healing, into connectivity with spirit and your intuition. I feel like, let me look at my notes and see. Yeah. There There was a sense also, and I want to remind all of you that the reason that I'm doing this work is yes, so that you can heal yourself. Yes, so that you can get into higher connection with your own intuition, with your own self-trust, with your own version of your own higher power, whether it's something outside of yourself or something within yourself. It's all the same to me. But it also, the healing that you are able to offer yourself has such a ripple effect out into the world. The only way we are going to heal what is out there is to start healing what's in here. Ranting and raving about it, complaining about it, voting will help, but sort of. Um, the only way it's truly going to change, the only way we are truly going to heal is if we heal step by step inside of ourselves. And so it's on that note that I want to leave you. I just want to make sure. Yeah, I think we are complete. I don't know if you can hear Chia snoring. She too hiked about 6 miles this morning. I only carried her for a very brief moment. All right. Yes, we are complete. So I'm going to ask if you're so willing to please like and share and subscribe to the channel. Comment. I love the comments. The more you comment, the more you interact, the better my site gets seen, the better my page gets put out there in the algorithm. And come and join me for the novena. It's going to be beautiful. Again, $1 a day, can't go wrong. And it'll give you a chance to connect to yourself in meditation as well. So, not just listening to my words, but really connecting deeply with yourself. All right. I will see you on Wednesday. If not in the novena, then here for sure, and maybe even both. Thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful rest of your day.